So Wall Street had just predicted that XRP will be priced at over $317.80 by December 1st and over $8,033 by the end of 2025. And this is set to happen as a result from an over $20 trillion set to flow into the XRP ledger as BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Swift begin utilizing XRP on December 1st. Additionally, an over $650 trillion is expected to move through the XRP ledger via Real Token, which is built on the XRPL and has a major announcement scheduled for November 17th, which could literally take the price of Real Token, which is on the XRP ledger, from 3 cents to $650 instantaneously. Now, this is very important because it also comes at a very critical time to where the ISA 222 global messaging system, which is supported by central banks worldwide, is set to go live using XRP. And so this is an extremely important video. If you want to have the opportunity to make millions of dollars potentially in the next 60 days as a result of XRP skyrocketing and the XRP ledger getting over $650 trillion injected into it, well, this is the chance. And all this is official, confirmed, and guaranteed. On November 17th, a historic announcement will be made for the XRP ledger, and specifically for the Real Token, but it will have a direct impact in the price of XRP, because every single time somebody goes to purchase Real Token, which we're talking about $650 trillion being injected, but every single time somebody goes in to purchase, then they will be forced to actually buy XRP first, which is going to cause a massive supply shock for XRP and trigger the price to over $317. Again, this would be on the low end price per XRP. But imagine the Real Token price, the token that is about to have all of that money instantly injected into it and has a supply substantially lower than the XRP ledger and XRP, only 22 million phase 1 supply and a total max supply of 1 billion. Imagine the price of Real Token. We are talking about a Real Token currently being priced at 3 cents as of now, potentially hitting thousands of dollars. And this could happen as early as in literally 1 week. Take a look at the charts. This is what is expected. A massive spike happening instantaneously, and it was actually confirmed by Mr. Poole. So obviously we know that insiders are now about to begin accumulating a massive bag of XRP, and more specifically, the Real Token, which is built on the XRP ledger. Nobody's talking about it, but you gotta understand why. Well, if they talk about it, the price right now would soar, and then obviously they wouldn't be able to buy in to Real Token and get in at cheap, because this project is a total-based project built on the XRP ledger, real-world assets, solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem, and has a very low supply. And it's not even yet listed on centralized exchanges, there's no mass marketing campaign, and again, it's only about 2 or 3 months old, so it's very early. It's similar to like Bitcoin, where Bitcoin was sitting at $1 and then skyrocketed to 120,000, or Solana, which was sitting at literally a hundredth of a penny, and then skyrocketed all the way up to $600-700 at least, and now, you know, it could potentially hit even higher. The big picture here is if you take a look at where we are at right now in the XRP bull run, we are only getting started, but the real trigger for it is got to be a massive injection of wealth through some project on the XRP ledger, and this seems to be it. The Real Token on the XRP ledger is set to get an introduction of trillions of dollars, which is going to cause a massive supply shock for XRP, skyrocket the price of XRP to potentially 300, and then it's going to have a massive supply shock and go into, you know, the hundreds, not thousands of dollars. And again, when you take a look at the price of Real Token, is only sitting at 3 cents, but let's go back to XRP for a quick second. See, we can clearly tell, and there's already begun, you know, a small inflow of wealth going into the Real Token. Look at what's happening to the price of XRP. It's actually consolidating. When it was crashing, it's actually now consolidating. And this is what makes it extremely bullish, is that we are already beginning to see an impact of the consolidation because there is some money flowing into the Real Token. So we're obviously going to see a massive supply shock very, very, very soon. And imagine the price of XRP, guys. $300 means you are making like a 300x on your profits for XRP. But we also got to look at another massive project, the Real Token, which is literally going to move all of that money. Because you might have not heard it, but Donald Trump actually predicted that the US economy would receive an injection of $20 trillion by the end of this year. And that would be very bullish for cryptocurrencies, but specifically American cryptocurrencies. Like, for example, which is literally XRP in the XRP ledger. It doesn't get clearer than this, guys. We are talking about the United States government literally injecting wealth, trillions into XRP in the XRP ledger. And so when you look at Real Token, which is built on the XRP ledger, imagine RealFi is injecting, again, $600 trillion into the XRP ledger via Real Token. And then you have the United States government, which is said to inject $20 trillion into XRP ledger tokens. So imagine the price of a Real Token, because of its very, very low supply. You got to understand this, that the generational wealth that's going to be created is going to not be through off of XRP solely, but actually, and probably a lot quicker, through XRP Ledger tokens. And this is the real token. The token that's literally going to make generational wealth. Guys, this is going to make, in my personal opinion, millionaires. Like, I bought a nice bag of this. I'm continuing to dollar cost average. There's a massive announcement that they're going to be releasing on, again, November 17th, which is very soon. But when you take a look at this, guys, generational wealth is going to be injected into this. Just imagine, $650 trillion market, very little supply. This project is only about 3 months old. And even when you look at it, it's solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem. It has very strong support, very low resistance. I mean, we are just at a resistance level. If we break this resistance level at 0.015, so if we just cross up to here, we would literally then skyrocket to probably hundreds of dollars, at least per real token. In my personal opinion, I'm not financial advice, It sounds crazy as well, but it's because there's a resistance level, and then you're going to get all of this money injected into it very quickly around the same time. So you're going to cross the resistance. It's going to be a clear path, and it's going to just absolutely soar. And again, because there's a very low supply, it's very easy to soar. There's not much selling power when there's not much supply, and people require to have a lot of it. Even institutions. So on that level, it is obviously extremely bullish. And just imagine once the thing is listed on centralized exchanges, right? If it does get listed on centralized exchanges, obviously we got ourselves some massive institutional money that's coming in, because every single project that is solving a real world problem, that is solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem, that's listed on centralized exchanges, has at least a couple hundred billion, or at least 100 billion market cap. And real token is not even close. So imagine with real token, if it has 100 billion market cap, you obviously understand, you gotta understand here that the price of real token would have to be in the thousands of dollars. So when you think about it like that, and you really understand that there's gonna be so much money shifted into the real token, you gotta comprehend the price will have to reflect that massive monetary shift in value. And so the price will actually end up soaring a lot quicker than you imagine, a lot higher than ever expected. Even, again, we're talking hundreds, not thousands of dollars. And it could happen instantaneously. I mean, if this announcement on November 17th is a listing, boom, we are going to become rich. Anybody that's got real token is going to make 100, 200, 300x at least to start. And then once it actually gets listed on central exchanges, then it's another whole ball game. So I got myself a nice bag. I mean, right now, if you guys just imagine that, but $10,000 or $20,000 putting in, if somebody buys $20,000 worth of real token one shot, the price is going to absolutely right now soar. And that's it. It's going to be like skyrocket. And it's going to hit maybe, again, $20, $30, $40. But this is the big picture here, right? Imagine it does $100,000 in daily transaction volume every single day. Real token. You know what the price of real token would be? It would be at least $700, $800, maybe $1,000. Again, it's because there's no resistance after you cross the $10,000 mark. So if somebody buys 10,000 worth of real tokens, there's no more resistance after that, so the price is going to absolutely soar. And so this is the big picture, guys, that we got to be looking at. You got to be understanding where the money's flowing, and it's flowing into projects like the real token, which is on the XRP Ledger, that is solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem, that is innovative and actually a real-world technology. So this is why I'm very bullish, guys. You got to get yourself some research. You got to look into this, and you can check it out, payrealfi.com. You can search them, and they'll actually, here's the institution that is actually using the real token. Look at the bottom here. You can find out more, and you can buy. You can also go to therealchain.com, which is also available for you, and you can scroll all the way down and you can click again, find out more, trade now, or you can click on real token. You can actually, again, see all the exchanges that have real token listed. So you can get yourself a bag of real tokens if you want to. Again, not financial advice, is doing research. But obviously this is extremely bullish. And it's even more bullish when you have analysts predicting that real tokens are going to go from 3 cents to $65,400. Just imagine if that begins on November 17th. And again, these are other influencers that are buying themselves a massive bag of real tokens. I mean, this is just extremely bullish, and everybody's starting to see it. But guys, the concept here is you want to buy low, sell high. If you're able to get in now before that surge, before it gets listed on centralized exchanges, and then on centralized exchanges it reaches $1,000, you've just made millions of dollars, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars based on how much you got your bag and how high. The concept is people are trying to get in early. So the earlier you get in, the more potential you have. So obviously you got to be looking at generational wealth being created. And again, RealFi is an institution I'm bullish about. There's rumors that they're partnered with Ripple. I mean, this is a big deal. So again, I got myself a nice juicy bag. You can do your research. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Always do your research. And yeah, guys, make sure you look into this project. Again, payrealfi.com. And just imagine if a massive buy order comes through and we fill this, again, which could very easily happen. Like, the biggest wealth transfer is going to happen. So with that all being said, it's time to, again, do your research. We're talking about the real token, which is the best blockchain built for real estate rewards, built for payments. This is really a big deal. And again, when you have analysts projecting numbers like $65,000 per real token, there's got to be some real knowledge to it. So guys, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and actually conclude today's video. But again, do your research and look into all the information below. Again, I'm not financial advice, not financial advice, always doing research. Make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel with your post notifications, and you share this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.